Hello, it's Jason from DigiNo.org. I'm here to take you through the 50-30-20 rule spreadsheet. And this is a spreadsheet designed to organize your income and your outgoings and automate the calculations you need to make yourself organized. And that's with 50-30-20. The absolute first thing you want to be doing before you add any data to the spreadsheet is to make a master copy, because you want one master copy to duplicate for each new tax year. So I'll show you what I mean. You would go to File, and you would put Make a Copy. So into your drive, and the copy that you would make, so for example, you would say 2021 finances, or something like that. So you just want to name it the year, okay? And then you want to just press OK, and then that's there ready for you to use. And that's where you want to put all your data. And of course, once you've completed that one, you would do the same for the next year on this master copy, because you want to keep this one, DigiNo 50-30-20 rule spreadsheet, as just there to duplicate. And that will make your life easier. So that is the number one thing you want to be doing. So now what I'll do is I'll take you through each of the tabs and show you how to use them. Now the List tab, this is where you'll be putting in all of your categories. Thankfully, I've already put in all of the main categories for you. You just have to put in your own personal variables, such as your income. Income slot here, you won't need to write anything here, but you will want to put your different incomes over here into this second one. So for example, I've just put online teaching there, but perhaps you're a freelance writer also, and you earn money that way. So we'll just write in freelance writing. Okay, and you'll see the significance of this when we examine the monthly tabs. But for now, here is the outgoings also. And these are separated into personal, business, savings, and tax. So over here is where you will put in each of your variables. So a personal expense is something like rent. And you could put another one in there. So another personal expense, say food. Business, so I put equipment, like your Wi-Fi, you could put in there as a business expense, or partial. You have to check with your accountant within your country. Equipment is things like headsets and webcams. Like, you can separate this out each time you say you make a purchase. Okay. So if you want to do it individually, say you've just bought a new webcam for online teaching, you can write it in there. You can write in like the brand of it, the webcam. That's a way that you can keep on going back and adding to this. Okay. Savings, you won't really need to change this. Amount saved and tax paid. Those are the crucial ones for there, but the only ones that are going to have a lot of different ones are personal expenses and business expenses. And that is it for the List tab. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry, I'll keep on returning to it. Next, what we'll do is go on the monthly tabs, and then it all will start to make more sense. Okay, so now let's look at the monthly tabs. As you see here, it starts with April 6th, and this is the financial year. So the financial year starts on the 6th of April and goes all the way to April 5th of the following year. And after that, you start a new sheet again on the 6th of April. And so here is where you can monitor your monthly income and your monthly outgoings. And I'll show you exactly how to do it. So over here, say you've just got paid, so you would put income. And you just got paid online teaching, okay? And the amount you got paid, let's say 1,000. I haven't put a currency mark, because that's because I know multiple different nationalities of people will be using this. So I've kept it blank, and obviously you know which currency you're using. So now we've got our 1,000 in the income, and you can see over here in the balances, it's actually updated automatically. The reason this is called the 50-30-20 spreadsheet, it does all of the calculations for you. As you've seen in my financial plan ebook, the 50-30-20 plan is the crucial way to keep organized financially. So personal budget is 50% of your income, your business budget is 30%, and your savings is 20%. This is the general rule that I use whenever I receive any amount of income. I know that I have 50% of it to use on my personal expenses, such as paying rent and food and leisure. I have 30% if I choose to reinvest in the business. And obviously, reinvesting using business expenses will keep your tax lower. So that's the reason we kind of do that. 20% is how much I should save for tax. And this is just a really good way to organize your money. Now, let's start filling up this spreadsheet. So personal, for example, we've got to pay our rent. And we know so far out of our 1,000, we have a personal budget of 500. So let's say our rent is 300. Once I've done this, it shows the difference there. Received 1,000, already spent 300. Personal outgoings are 300. So it's all updating nicely there. So now let's show you what happens when I do a business expense. Business expense, okay, equipment. I know I've got 300 in my business budget. Okay, so I don't really want to go and spend like 1,000. I've bought something for 100, okay? So now here's the interesting thing. So the profit is now 900. Why is that? Because we've spent 300 on personal. That doesn't take away from your profit. But the spending on the business takes away from your profit. And remember, your tax is calculated from your profit, not your overall income, which is why we have a business budget. So now I know I've spent 100 from my business expenses. And so I'm always keeping track, matching these two numbers here, the business expenses and the business budget. Am I over budget? Am I under it? Same with personal and personal outgoings. And the idea is to, try not to exceed, especially the personal budget, try not to exceed that. And so now, how much have we got to save? We've got to save 200. So let's put in there, amount saved, 200. And the interesting thing with this is, in the amount saved, the 200 there is not counting as an outgoing because that money hasn't left you, you're saving it. So I've coded the spreadsheet to not count it as an outgoing. So now we still only spent 400. Okay, and obviously we don't have to pay the tax this month. So the tax here, we don't have to pay it. So this is just here when you actually pay your tax bill, your self-employed tax bill, and you can log it on the spreadsheet. And the same as the savings, this doesn't count as an outgoing. I haven't counted this as an outgoing because it doesn't fall within your personal budget and doesn't fall within your business budget. It falls within your savings, the 20%. You have to imagine, so when you're regularly employed, this tax is getting taken from your paycheck before you receive it. So you can see already this is just a really good way to keep track of everything. And if you do this on a month-by-month basis, you'll start to get more organized. You're keeping track of like how much you're spending. So naturally you'll want to spend less and naturally you'll want to like save more. But let's look closely at the profit and the loss. Here at the moment we're in profit because obviously we've received 1,000 and we've only spent 300 in our business expenses. So what if we went over 1,300? You see the difference and the profit and the loss? They've changed to numbers in brackets. These numbers in brackets are actually minus numbers. So without brackets, you're in the positive. With brackets, it's a minus. So obviously we don't want to be seeing these brackets ever. So that's why it's important to constantly monitor your spreadsheet to make sure you're not going over and you're not getting yourself into loss. So now I'll walk you through the financial year tab. The financial year tab is where all of the data from the monthly tabs that you've put in comes into one place. So you can track the entire year all at once. First, let's look at here. This is all the information that you will see on the right side in the month by month, all put into one place. And then in the category breakdowns, you'll have your financial year gross income, which is the total income that you receive. And you have your net income here, which is the sum of the financial year profit minus tax paid. This is just all of the information on the left hand side, but for the whole year added together. And this is really useful to see for things like if you don't spend all of your 30% in a month, you can see here how much you have remaining for the whole year. So your business budget and your personal budget will carry on over. So you see you have your remaining business budget and your remaining monthly personal budget. So it's just a good way to really keep track of your money the whole year. What I'll do now is let's try and see what the end of year would look like. Let's assume that we received 1,000 each month from online teaching. I just put it all into one to save time. And so that would be 12,000. So from this 12,000, you'll see how much monthly personal budget you'll have for the whole year, business budget for the whole year. So you see it all automatically updates for you. I sometimes use this to estimate things. So if I can estimate how much I'm getting in a month, I can make decisions on how much I spend beforehand. So I'll play around and estimate and I'll put in the money and it will tell me how much I will have to spend. So if I need to make a business expense that month, I'll estimate if I can actually afford it just by putting in estimated figures. So you see, you can use this spreadsheet as a way to keep organized, and I really enjoy looking at it every day. I thought I would absolutely hate, going into so much detail on my finances, but once you start doing it, it really, really does give you a sense of security. Okay, so feel free to use this video anytime. It's always there in the instruction video tab. If you haven't done already, please do check out the ebook, whether you found the spreadsheet from the ebook or whether you found it another way. Do check out the ebook because I go into a lot of detail about the spreadsheet as well as all the steps surrounding it to keep yourself financially organized and optimized. So this is Jason from DigiNo.org, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.